Welcome everyone to another joint Cisco and NEC webinar. My name is Miguel Ángel Díaz and I work in business development at NEC. Today, we will talk about private 5G networks, going from the main components of the solution to the business needs and advantages of this innovative way of implementing radio networks, targeting enterprises and public sector, but that can also be sold by service providers. We have with us Florin Steenbrink, Solution Architect at Cisco, and Hans Piet, Sales Business Development Manager at NEC. Hans and Floris, please tell us more about private 5G networks. All over to you.
So thanks, Miguel. Let's have a look what customer needs actually drives the 5G networks requirements. The evolution of enterprise networks towards private 5G networks is driven by factors like high reliability, low latency, enhanced security, and the ability to customize network features to specific industry needs. Industry like manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, and critical infrastructure like ports and energy distribution networks benefit from an increased connectivity and the tailored solutions offered by private 5G networks. The dedicated and clean spectrum addresses the challenging RF environment for business critical applications like robotics and surveillance. The network reliability and low latency supports time-sensitive operations within the manufacturing and critical infrastructure. This could be combined with edge computing to process the data close to the source and for time-critical applications. The private 5G network is part of the enterprise network and isolated from the public network, creating a secure network and actually allowing for additional privacy. So why is now the right moment? Let's discuss this, Floris.
Thanks, Hans. Well, let's have a look at this. Two trends in particular are driving the readiness for private 5G networks. So one is the availability of spectrum. 5G has more spectrum available than the traditional networks. And one of the things we're seeing specifically in countries in Northwestern Europe, that a lot of spectrum is being made available by the regulator for direct usage by enterprises. In many of the other countries, service providers are also making 5G spectrum available for deployment in enterprise environments, but this is more handled through the service providers in those countries. The other component is the readiness of devices to be attached to a 5G network. So in the past months, we have seen a big rise in the number of devices that is able to connect to these networks, making actual use cases ready to deploy. Cisco has a number of routers and switches that can connect to a 5G network, but we've also seen the likes of Apple with iOS 17 making a big change in the way they approach networks, where initially they were quite hesitant to support private 5G networks. They are switching now completely to really support them. Now, not every factory floor is running on iPhones and iPads, but it's showing that the big vendors and the device manufacturers are embracing private 5G networks. Now, Hans, let's have a look at how the solution is built between Cisco and NEC.
Most of the enterprises have good IT skills, but missing the 3GPP skills to actually to operate and to deploy a 5G network. So this is where NEC offers an end-to-end solution. So we offer it as a managed services, but also offer all the services around it. Our managed service solution is based on the Cisco private 5G offer, but we offer planning, design, deployment services of the private 5G network, and we also offer a radio network that addresses the need for the use case within the enterprise. This can be either based on traditional RAN or on Open RAN, and we will actually have different blueprints that we have tested with the Cisco core network. We'll offer end-to-end support. This could be first-line support, a network operations center where the enterprise or the enterprise users can call in case of any technical issues, but also providing second-line and third-line support. Value-added services can also be provided. This can be either some software development addressing specific enterprise needs, but also leveraging the NEC industry solutions in, for example, security or smart productivity. So what will be now the base for this solution? Floris, can you give us a little bit more about the private 5G solution from Cisco?
Yeah, thanks, Hans. Let's zoom in a little bit more on the Cisco component. So Cisco is bringing the core platform, which is really focused on delivering services towards the enterprise. So the Cisco solution is purpose-built for enterprises. While it's based on service provider technology, we have built integrations into many well-known constructs in the enterprise, like ICE, Umbrella, full-stack observability, to really support private 5G as a technology in the enterprise network. This is offered as a managed service because we do need partners like NEC to take this solution, add the radio skills and delivery components, and bring this as a managed offer towards the enterprises. Now, one other aspect is that the solution is access agnostic, meaning we're not tied to one particular type of radio, which gives us the flexibility to deploy many different types of radios for different use cases in different countries, different locations like indoors or outdoors, and support a variety of use cases. One additional aspect, it's a pay-as-you-grow model. So you only pay what you're using for. It's a consumption-based model. And finally, this solution is cloud operated, meaning that there is a central management component that is managing the entire solution, keeping sure that all the enterprises are running at the latest software release with all the features and innovations that we are bringing to this solution. All right. Now, Hans, can you tell a little bit more about what NEC brings in this end-to-end solution?
Yes, of course. So the end-to-end solution is not only providing the technical, the core, but also the full end-to-end solution, and we need to be integrated and be managed. So we've divided basically our services in three parts. This will start from the network design, having a strategy how to deploy the network, then the network deployment and the integration of the various elements, and of course, coming to the end-to-end use case. After deployment, of course, it's very important that there is the network operations and support. It all starts with defining the use case requirements and the enterprise network integration. Based on the requirements from this, we will do a network strategy where we define the exact network implementation for the private 5G network. As Floris already indicated, it's a cloud-based network. And even the RAN solution, the radio solution these days, is also based on telco cloud. So we need to define how the telco cloud will be defined, and the service and service management and orchestration is an important part of that. So this will have to be a proper design and strategy set how we're going to implement it. These inputs will define a high-level design on the network, and this will be an important input for the next steps, where we need to define, number one, the radio, to make sure we get the right service across the industry and based on the right spectrum that is availability. To connect all these elements together, we'll also do a transport network and an IP network design. Then it comes down to the implementation. The telco cloud deployment and integration towards the Cisco solution, but also towards the RAN solution is one part. We can develop a RAN blueprint based on the requirements for the use case and also based on the partners that we work with. This blueprint integration can be done in the NEC lab, and the validation of the end-to-end solution can be done prior to the deployment. Once it comes to the on-site deployments, the core network functions will be deployed. The RAN virtual network functions will be onboarded and integrated on site. And then the single site radio sites can be verified and be tuned to make sure that the right throughput is achieved on the different locations within the industrial site. It's very important also to do the full end-to-end verification so that the use case is working sufficiently based on the latency requirements and, of course, the speed required. Once the network is deployed, NEC will also offer full network operation support together with Cisco. This could be end-to-end network performance evaluation, optimization based on the performance that we've evaluated, but also level 1 NOC support, as I already earlier mentioned, and the level 2 technical and operational support. For all these services, we will leverage our automation platform that can be tuned with specific applications addressing the enterprise needs, and our open networks lab, where we can test all the different use cases in a lab environment.
So Hans, between NEC's radio design and deployment skills and your service operations capabilities, and then Cisco's cloud-based core platform, we have a private 5G service which is ready for market deployment. Thank you for listening, and back to you, Miguel.
Many thanks, Floris and Hans. Great conversation about private 5G solution. Privacy and assured performance enhanced from traditional 5G networks. Also, thanks to everybody for watching us. Stay tuned for more webinars on the Cisco and NEC Technical Alliance. Any question, you have our mailer to contact. See you soon.